Adjusting tractor settings. When you're cleaning heat exchanger tubes with a 3-lance Sentinel system, it's critical to set the clamp pressure correctly. Clamp pressure controls the amount of grip the drive belt has on the lances. It needs to be strong enough to move the lances forward and backward, but also needs to allow the lances to slip slightly when needed, so they can realign if one gets out of sync. If the clamp pressure is too high, the lances can't slip when needed, which can stop them from syncing properly. In forward motion, the system may think there's a blockage and trigger an unnecessary auto stroke. In reverse, it could show a lances stalled fault if one of the crimps can't sync at the front sensor. So the goal is to get the clamp pressure just right, allowing for both solid movement and necessary syncing. Here's the process for setting clamp pressure. First, set your desired feed rate for both forward and reverse directions. But be aware that if the feed rate is set too low, the system might not have enough power to make the lances sync up. Next, completely release the clamp pressure, and then manually push one of the lances out of sync. Now, reapply clamp pressure. A good starting point is 30 psi. Once you've got pressure set, reverse the lances. If the one that's out of sync slips back into position, you're in a good range. Repeat the same test going forward. Push the 2 outer lances ahead and see if the center one can catch up and sync. If syncing fails in either direction, either lower the clamp pressure or increase your feed rate. If you're getting repeated auto stroke triggers or lances stalled faults, clamp pressure is probably too high, but it's not the only possible issue. Here are 4 things to check. First, check your feed rate. If it's too low, the system might not have enough power to allow syncing. Try turning it up. Second, look for any blockages or packed material in the guide tubes. This can stop a lance from seating in the front sensor. Loosen the tubes and clear them out if needed. Third, make sure the guide tubes aren't bent or flared out too wide. That can prevent the lances from returning all the way to the sensor. Fourth, verify that the hose stops are set at the same depth. Even small mismatches can cause the lances to get out of sync every cycle. Before you start your next job, follow these best practices to keep things running smoothly. Always test that the lances can sync in both forward and reverse before cleaning. Keep an eye on the belt during operation. Some slipping is normal and expected. And finally, if you're seeing errors, don't assume it's a sensor problem. Check clamp pressure, feed rate, guide tube condition, and hose stop lengths first. Setting the clamp pressure correctly keeps your system running efficiently and avoids unnecessary downtime. Thanks for watching.